Hi, I'm Rachel George and I'm in Los Angeles. And Jill Santibnaez is in Nashville. And this is the Girl Boss Next Door.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Girl Boss Next Door. This morning we are joined by myself, it's Rachael George, and we've got
Jill Santibanez, and look who we have today.
Stacey House.
Hey, Stacey.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. And you're in Los Angeles just like Rachael is, which is really exciting.
Yes, there's so much huss and buzzle going around, however you say that. And
we can tell by the sunshine.
Yeah.
Stacey and I are both in LA right now, and usually Stacey is on her surfing board, so she's actually just in her house right now.
Yeah, I'm usually surfing a wave on the water. It's so fun. I love it. Been doing it for about 12 years, so got to get out there today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so envious of the sunshine over there right now. It's a little cold in the south where I'm in Nashville, so it's a little chilly over here, but we're looking forward to spring. So, but what's really interesting, you guys met on set, which is great. I think I was just like a few years, like I moved here a few years before I actually got to meet you, Stacey, because I know you and Rachael have been working on set a lot, which is super cool. Like I miss working with Rachael on set. And so you actually, let's talk about your book. Let's jump right into it because I know that Rachael has a lot of questions.
Yep, here it is. It's Holly in Hollywood. Diary of a Girl Rideshare Driver. It's a little bit. So yeah, I just after working in Hollywood, or I'm still working in Hollywood with Rachael, over the years, you kind of have your like side gigs that you do when maybe you don't book that big job or whatever. So I was like, a lot of people are doing Lyft and Uber, and I think you can, with auditions, you can just stop and start that app whenever you want, so you don't have to be like, I can't come into work today. So that was like what was appealing to me with the whole auditioning thing. But the book itself is it's hilarious because I had so many characters in my car. I just couldn't even believe it every day. I was like, this is like a movie. Like, is this really happening to me?
Oh my God. So, I mean, the material is probably priceless because, I mean, Stacey's an actress too, and, she's a published author now, but it's like, I assume that inspiration totally came from all of these very interesting passengers that you had. But when did you say, okay, you know what, I've got to write this down because this is crazy and I need to write this down? When did you say, like, okay, I'm going to make this into a book?
I think it was definitely towards the beginning. I had a passenger who I'm so naive. I thought he was like sniffing his a menthol energy inhaler, like just getting, like some deep breaths. And he's like, doing that. And I'm like, oh, what you doing? He's like, a little cocaine.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, sir, I'm gonna have to pull over.
In your car.
Like, yeah,
it's your personal car. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he's just like, no, you keep driving. I put big cash tip, I used to drive taxi. You get paid. It's all good.
I love this. It's like stand up.
When he left the car, did you call somebody and just kind of tell them what happened?
Honestly, I was kind of scared because I was like, what if I get, pulled over by the police and I don't know what to tell them because I don't want to like get an altercation with a druggie, so I wasn't really sure what to do.
Oh my gosh. So, I don't want you to give everything away, but I can only imagine, all the stories that you have are going to be just wild and crazy. Any other memorable goodies that you can give away?
Well, actually, I have to bring up your movie Saint Agatha because I was kind of doing a horror movie at the time. It was called The Nun. I don't know if you guys saw that movie or heard about it, but
yeah.
Yeah, so I was actually playing a nun on a horror movie. And I was driving that week, and lo and behold, I got a nun in the car.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it was pretty hilarious because she was just doing her thing. She had to get, they have this app, it picks up old people from like a landline phone. So cause they don't know how to use, yeah, it's called, I think at the time it was called Go Go Grandpa. So I'm not sure if it's still in use or not, but I was like, oh, that's really clever. But she had called that app, and I lo and behold come. And she just starts asking me questions, and she's like, "Are you married?" I was like, "No, are you?" And she's like, "Oh, I took a vow."
She got offended. Oh no.
And I was like, "Oh, no, I wasn't thinking.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I know you took a vow. I'm sorry."
Oh,
So
my
yeah, I got myself in trouble a lot. I had to like bite my tongue on like how you just say things and you're like, oh wait, I didn't mean to.
Right, but I mean, you can't be careful around everybody. You really don't know how to act in that situation. So, she could have just said, "No, honey, this is the way that nuns are, and they don't have relationships, only relationships with God." She could have said that, especially because nuns and priests, they're here to be our teachers, through life.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, she was actually a really sweet lady. She was helping juvenile teens that were just, having problems. She actually did a lot for them, and she was actually from Ireland, and she told me her whole story about how she wasn't sure about, giving her life like that, but she's very happy now and helping kids. So
did you tell her that you were playing a nun?
I actually didn't, because I had already gotten myself in trouble, and it was for a horror movie. So I was
Right.
like, I don't think she's gonna like that.
You just say, "Check out my movie. It's gonna be on Netflix soon."
Yeah, she probably would not like that.
Oh my God. Show us your book again. I want to see it. I'm so thrilled. It's so cool.
I came up with I just did, I had some people help me with, editing it because I'm terrible at grammar. So, but yeah, that actually, I would say the part about writing a book is, it's mostly editing. The writing is actually pretty easy, but editing took me way longer. I didn't finish it for like 3 years because I was just kind of taking my time with it. But I have this friend who he he inspired me because he wrote his little biography about himself, and he's like, Stacey, just write a couple sentences a day. Don't think too much, just have fun. So that really helped me.
I was going to ask you, obviously, we love to talk to women like you who have, just fulfilled a dream. They've smashed a goal. And now you've achieved the success as an author. You've already answered the question, but I was going to say, would you have words of encouragement for somebody else who was thinking about writing a book too, if they had an idea or, they had a story to tell, but you just said, have fun with it, and you just kind of took it a couple sentences a day, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It's not, I think sometimes as we rush, we think we have to get to the destination, and that's what's going to give us joy. And to be honest, it really steals your happiness of when you say you run a race, it's kind of hard to enjoy it until you get the prize. And it's just like, what if we just, jogged and looked at the sun and, take in the wind and the air. And I just feel like we kind of don't give ourselves that prize when we just say, I got to get there. I got to get this done. No, 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 no. And it's like, wow, I just missed all these great enjoyments that I could have enjoyed. So
I think that's cool because you had people around you, like your friend that was actually giving you tips, and I'm sure it kind of made you think outside the box and in a way that you actually, felt like I don't have to do everything all at once. I can have my own process, because a lot of the time, like you said, the process is really more rewarding than anything. You know, it's like your baby. You know, it's like I don't want to rush through this whole thing because it's a new experience, and you have to be proud of it. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I think it does help to have supportive friends like you guys, that understand that, the problem with these days is we kind of compare ourselves to everyone else, and
Sure.
oh, they're doing this and they're doing that, and you never know where your life's gonna take you. I actually wrote a book when I was a kid, and I got it in like a little contest. And I never really thought about writing since I was a kid, and it's like there's little things you do that you're like, "Oh, I had this talent that I was so focused on my other talents that I didn't like give this one any energy."
Right.
But
So,
then you hadn't been in a situation to be inspired to write the right thing yet. So you had to
right.
go through, certain things in your life before that could happen.
Right. I think for me, I haven't done any like fiction stories, so I could see myself doing that, but I think for me it was easy to write because I already had a story. I had
Yeah,
one every day basically.
it
So
wrote itself.
I can totally see this book being a movie too, because we're all actresses, right? I could totally see
yeah.
this, like, because there's so much drama and there's so much comedy. Like your comedic timing is awesome, and like your little like impressions of people are great. Like if you, because I know you said that this is the paperback is on Amazon and also the
Yes.
Kindle version, so you don't have to actually have the book. You can actually read it on your phone or your Kindle or whatever. And but if you ever want to, think about doing like an audio book because you're really funny. Like
Yeah,
so like just you're reading it. Yeah.
my friends have told me to get onto that, so I definitely that's something I will. I got to just purchase those, the microphones and all that.
For
So
sure.
I think that's definitely going to be in the future for sure.
I think people are going to enjoy it because sometimes, I mean, you're in your car. Like I used to live in Orange County and I would drive to LA, so it'd be like a 2-hour process. And I would like slowly move closer and closer to Los Angeles because I'm from Orange County, so like I loved being there. But so you have like all this time and like the commute like Los Angeles is like so you're just in your car like forever,
Yeah.
right? So
Oh,
if people would love to
yeah.
listen to something lighthearted like this, like think about it because
Yeah.
they'd be laughing. You'd be like having so many people laughing, like that's funny. Because nobody, unless you experience it like acting or whatever, like nobody lives your life. It's like watching or like like looking at like behind the scenes pictures, or watching like behind the scenes like of the making of a movie. So you talking about you narrating it, you're like giving voice to your book like in a different way. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I definitely think you're right. I even doing stuff like this is so fun because you're just like, wow, I get to see my book from another observation, and talking about it is just so fun. It brings back all the memories. So,
It's such a page turner. But everyone listening, every car seat, every passenger seat, every coffee table should have Stacey's book on it. Because it's so funny. It's so lighthearted. It's easy afternoon reading. I feel like this is actually something like everyone can actually enjoy. Just a couple pages here or there. It just makes you laugh. And it makes you feel
yes.
normal.
Yes, I think joy is like so important in life, and if we can laugh at the small things, I try to laugh like once a day, even if I'm not actually thinking it's funny, because they say like even if you pretend laughed, you're still like making those chemicals,
Of
and
course.
so yeah, and it even helps people sleep and all those great things. So if I can give people that, that's amazing.
You
So,
definitely can, and you definitely did.
Well, thank you so
yeah.
much for joining us today. We're so excited to have you on our show, and we're so excited to share this with everybody. And tell everybody again, because I know people would love to connect with you as an author, and I know you're on social media, and to talk about your book and see your wonderful posts. Where can people connect with you and find your book?
I am on Instagram at I am Stacey House and Facebook Stacey House. And also, if you just type in Hauling Hollywood on Amazon, it'll all come up here and you'll be able to find it. So that's where you can find me, is Instagram mostly. So
Stacey, so we have to ask you, what is next for Stacey House? What are you working towards this year? Anything new?
yes, I'm working on some children's books, and I'm just
Yay.
starting out and just getting into the drawing and just, adventuring it. And you can look on my Instagram at I am Stacey House for more information about it.
Super fun. As always, all of the links to our guest work will be on our Facebook page, on the Girl Boss Next Door. And today's Girl Boss Next Door was definitely Miss Stacey House. Thank you for joining us, Stace.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, everybody. This has been Jill Santibnaez,
Rachael George,
And Stacey House.
Bye, baby.